4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Nonsense Sports. This is Nonsense Sports. Today we are going to be previewing the NFC West. The NFL put out their full schedule, so put out their pool, saying they're not going to pull any punches against COVID-19. And we at Nonsense Sports, I'm your boy FrancisTalksNSS. We have RyanTalksNSS in the house as well. And yeah, man, today it's pretty self-explanatory. We don't really have to do much of an intro to say that we're going to be previewing the NFC West, right?
No. Basically, the first thing I want to say is, if you like what we're making, like what we're doing, just make sure you subscribe to the channel, like it, tell your friends and family about us. If there's anything that you feel we can do better, let us know. We're open to suggestions on how we can improve and become better. So
appreciate all the good feedback.
Not going to be offended, block you or anything. We'll take your advice and see what we can do with it. So
perfect. We'll definitely appreciate the good feedback. Thank you guys for liking the Nonsense Sports. Like, comment, and subscribe. All right, man. So let's get to it. The NFC West is composed of the Cardinals, the LA Rams, the 49ers, the Seahawks, and real quick background from last year. The 49ers went to the Super Bowl. The Seahawks went to the playoffs. The Rams were out. The Cardinals were out. But a lot has happened since. Where do you want to start, man? I got some quick notes on it. I can tell you a quick breakdown of what I think is going to happen. But
let's start from let's go from 4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Right. Yep.
You sure? Because I really like my 4, 3, 2, 1 is definitely like the Rams is my 4. So do you want to talk about them last? Do you want to talk about the Rams first? Perfect. The Rams.
Because I have them at 4 as well, and I have them going 6-10 on the year. So
6-10.
Yep.
Oh man, I have that. I didn't even put a record for them. I didn't put a record for them.
Bruh.
To me, it's not like if you're gonna show up and win 5 games, it's not really worthwhile. I give them. I'm not even gonna give them 5. I give them 5 games. That's it. 5 wins.
Okay.
None of them inside the division. I'm talking 5 wins. Give me a second. I'll tell you who they're gonna beat right now. I'll pull it up just to make sure that you know. Who they're going to be, because that seems just to me, I don't like the team. First things first, I do believe that choosing Goff over Gurley was a mistake. I don't think that was right at all.
But Gurley was injured a lot too the past couple seasons.
Well, they ran him to the ground. That is what happens when you take your running back and you run him directly into the ground.
Right? Yeah.
But they don't have a backup for him, right? And they don't even have any wide receivers that's going to be actual weapons for Goff.
Robert Woods. He was pretty consistent.
Wasn't he also injured a lot though? How do you wage out the guy that carried you for the last?
You're thinking of Brandon Cooks.
Huh? Oh yeah,
I'm
thinking about Brandon Cooks. But he left. They got rid of him anyway.
Yeah, he got traded. But they have Cooper Kupp coming back.
That's true.
Cooper Kupp was a great target last year.
He was there also.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that neither Woods nor Cooper Kupp actually played the whole season, because I'm pretty sure I had him in fantasy, and that counts for a lot. But
I had Cooper Kupp in fantasy.
Oh, nice.
He did have a couple games where he's basically not there. He was non-existent. But for the most part, he was pretty good.
So the Rams, 5 wins. They'll probably beat the Giants. They'll probably beat the Redskins. Miami's a 50-50 game. And maybe 4 wins. They'll probably be the Patriots too, and maybe the Jets. But really, come on. Okay,
I'm gonna give him 6 wins on the year.
6 wins on the year?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I just don't think that. Nothing against Goff. I just don't think that he actually came to play. I not came to play, but I don't think he shows up in the moment like he should.
AKA the Super Bowl.
Exactly. I mean, they knew they were going to have that stop the run, but he didn't show up at all, right?
Right.
Okay, so Cooper Kupp was there 16 games. Woods was there for 15 games. Each one of them got over 1,000 yards. So maybe leaning on Kupp and maybe on Woods, it's not. Maybe my problem is not with Cooper Kupp, nor with Robert Woods, but more the faith that they have on Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't think that's not the man that I'll put my faith on.
I don't know. I have nothing against Goff. He's extremely talented and he's got the weapons, but I just don't see this team. I mean, they've taken a lot. I mean, having to bring on Jalen Ramsey's contract, then you also have Aaron Donald, then you have Jared Goff's contract as well. I mean, I can't tell you who their backup running back is or who was from last year.
I think it was Henderson at some point in time. It was the dude.
Now, Henderson's tight end, isn't he?
I'll pull it up, but there was a Henderson. I'm pretty sure there was a Henderson.
Yeah, I know there was a Henderson, but I can't remember what position he played.
But that's the thing. They don't have a backup for Darrell Henderson Jr. They have Malcolm Brown, and I'm pretty sure they also just drafted another running back.
Yeah,
it's one of them.
That's one thing that the Rams have really been relying on the past few years, that made them really good, is with Todd Gurley when they ran him into the ground, teams would have to stack the box because Gurley was that good and explosive, but now they don't have him, and so now they're not going to have to stack the box against him no more all the time to stop that run because the Rams were one of the most used – they were the top team that ran play action the most last year, but why are teams going to fall for that when you don't have no threat running the ball now? So, I mean, they're going to be able to keep two safeties over top. And
Jake have not been at 100
on their
last year, but he still got 857 yards, and he only missed one official game. So
Malcolm Brown?
No, Gurley. He missed only one game. Malcolm Brown missed 2 games. And, by the way, Jared Goff had 22 touchdowns and 60 interceptions. To me, that is my number 14 when it comes to the NFC West. I don't think that – I think the McVay window – I think that he peaked, and that was he peaked, and now he's in a downhill slope, and he needs to redo something with his system. I just think that his window might be close.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next team, last thing about the Rams, McVay should never won Coach of the Year. Same.
And move it. Savage ending and just moving on, yeah. All right, cool.
Number 3. There's our Arizona Cardinals coming in at 9-7. It is hard. I think I'm giving the benefit of doubt here, but I'm high on what they've done this offseason. They've made some great moves, bringing DeAndre Hopkins for basically giving away trash.
5th pick.
I mean, they brought in arguably one of the best wide receivers in the game to go along one of the all-time greats, Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk. Then you have Kyler Murray, who showed lots of potential last year as a rookie. And now you're giving him more weapons. You brought in Kenyon Drake last year, who absolutely tore it up, and you know that from fantasy because you had him in fantasy and whatnot. And so I think that offense is going to be great. And then on the defensive side, you still have Patrick Peterson, you have Chandler Jones. Somehow, how, I don't know, but they got Isaiah Simmons at number 8. Didn't have to trade up at all for him, which, in my opinion, Isaiah Simmons is the best defensive player in this whole draft. So how they got him beats me, but he's going to help their defense so much. I mean, Chandler Jones, I believe he led the league in sacks last year as well. I mean, so that defense is only getting better as well.
Yeah,
so they're going to definitely be improved from where they were last year.
I completely and entirely agree with you. Now, my number 3, I have the 49ers at number 3, but the Cardinals are number kind of it's
Niners at 3.
Listen to me. It's really weird because my next 3 teams, it's all evened out. It's really very small factors into it. How many times have we not seen a year 2 QB take their team to pretty far into it? Young QBs are the hottest thing to have. When you have them, your success is pretty close by for it. Like you said, Kyler Murray, now he has weapons with Drake. He has DeAndre Hopkins. He has Larry Fitzgerald. Quick side note, he's only 36 years young. Fitzgerald is sitting 2nd in the all-time receiving yards, only behind Jerry Rice, about 5,812. In theory, Fitz could make it into the top 1, but it's going to be in front of the day. Now, to me, the Cardinals, they're the most exciting team, and they just got so many upgrades on offense. There's no need to talk about what DeAndre Hopkins could be. There's no need to talk about what Drake could be. What Fitzgerald is able to do, right? I got to give him 10 wins because there's so much potential offensively that it's going to really what they're going to be able to do offensively is going to feed into their defense. Because while their defense –
You're talking about the Cardinals or the 49ers? Here?
Cardinals.
So, yeah, the Cardinals finishing 3rd.
Okay. No, it's I have them – I want them all to, make the playoffs. I want the Cardinals to make the playoffs. I want the 49ers to make the playoffs. And I want the Seahawks to make the playoffs. I guess that is my big revelation. I want 3 teams from the NFC West to make the playoffs.
Okay.
Is that too much to ask for?
Yeah.
Let's get rid of the Cowboys. Let's get rid of the Eagles making the playoffs. Let's put in 49ers, Seahawks, Cardinals. What do you think?
But you mean now this coming year, with the extended playoffs, where there's 7 teams getting in.
All 3 of them can make it.
Closer. I mean, I believe the Rams would have been in last year if there had been 7
I'm pretty sure, they were like borderline there, yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been 3 there last year.
So there you go. I want all 3 of them to make it. So I'm going to give them all like 10 wins. I'm going to give them all 10-6 or 10-7 or like 11-6. Because
so who do you got winning the division though?
Winning the division, I do have the Seahawks. The division. I do believe that they're the most experienced team, and as long as Russell Wilson is healthy, as long as he's playing, and now he has a veteran receiver in DK Metcalf that he has some communication with, and also Jimmy Graham is not there anymore, I think this team is getting a boost, like an internal boost. And they also figure out their run game, which, like, that, to me, that was very important. It's like, as long as those guys stay healthy, and their defense is always legit. Like, they have moved on from the Legion of Boom or the Legion of Doom, whatever it was called, and now they have found their new defense, and it's working for them. So I do think that the Seahawks are going to end up at the very top of the conference. And they're going to be followed by either the Cardinals or they're going to be followed by the 49ers.
Right on.
I mean, but at the same time, it's like when I'm looking at the 49ers, I think of like, what if the 49ers have a Super Bowl hungover? Like, look at what happened to the Falcons. The Falcons had a legit team when they made it to the Super Bowl, and they went down hard. And the same thing happened to the Panthers. So, to me, when it comes to the 49ers, I don't want to.
Kyle Shanahan there.
I do. Yeah. Well, Kyle Shanahan, he was with the
Falcons.
He left in the year, right?
He blew the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he blew the Super Bowl. He's done it twice now. In a sense, he's done it twice.
Yes.
But I'm not saying, like, I don't think that his performance at the Super Bowl were wrong or bad. I think that they took the most logical sense. Like, hey, man, we've been doing this the whole time. Either they're going to prep for the run, so we got to try to pass the ball. And that's kind of what happened. Like, maybe I'm one of those believers that maybe he shouldn't have run it from the 1-yard line. At the same time, that is the obvious call. But at the same time, are you trying to make history in the most daring way, or are you playing it safe?
Right.
I mean, there's no guarantee that either way they would have worked or not, but I do think that the 49ers got to watch out. I don't think that Jimmy Garoppolo or anybody in that receiving core is the most important player. To me, what year 2 Bosa can do for that defense is really the most. That is their winning factor. If Bosa has a good year, I don't care what Jimmy G does for the next 15 games.
Right on. Well, to finish mine off, I have the Seahawks in second place at 10-6. Then I have the Niners win the division at 12-4.
Nice. Now, I'd
love to see the Cardinals make the playoffs too. That'd be amazing. Just because I like Hopkins and I like Fitzgerald.
Yeah. Like, I think it's just an exciting team. Like, every year, there's an exciting team that makes the playoffs, right? Like, Is this a Cinderella team that probably shouldn't have been there?
Mm-hmm.
Not like the Titans every year that scare people, like they're going to come in out of the playoffs. But, like, in my opinion, the Rams would have made the playoffs last year, and that would have made it a bit more interesting. But in my opinion, like, the Cardinals should just be an exciting team to watch. Like, they're young, they're fast, and when you think that they're not, that's because Larry Fitzgerald just caught a pass for a touchdown.
Right.
Now, so you have the 49ers, you have the Seahawks, you have the Cardinals, and you have the Rams.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, correct.
Now, is there a team in there that you think that could flip-flop? Like, is there a team, like, I don't know, what's the team that has the most pressure on it? Like, we'll do this as our closing concept. We'll take a couple of minutes. We'll take like 2 minutes into it, and then we'll end it. Out of those 4 teams, which teams do you think has the most pressure on? Would it be the 49ers or the
49ers? Just because they're coming out that Super Bowl and how they basically failed towards the end of the game there and let the Chiefs come back and win. I think the pressure's on them. And then also I think it's going to be a lot on Shanahan as well. I mean, granted, it's kind of different circumstances from Atlanta's time because he left the year after, but Atlanta kind of bombshelled as well. So I think there's a lot of pressure on him as well to prove that he's not going to kind of do what his former team did when they got into the Super Bowl and blew a lead there as well, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put the pressure on them. And then as well, I mean, they did lose Emmanuel Sanders at wide receiver. They lost Marquise Goodwin to my Eagles at wide receiver as well. So really, they have George Kittle outside of that receivers. I can't think of someone who they have. So I think pressure's on them. I'm not too worried about their defense at all. Their defense is going to be just fine. Their defense is going to be the one that carries them this year, as well as their running game.
If their defense can carry them, then they'll be fine. If their defense can be as good as it was last year, I don't think they'll have a problem. I would still take Seahawks taking over the division. A more experienced team, more getting into it. But yeah, man, that's a pretty good point. And they did pick up Travis Benjamin. But yeah, I think I will put more pressure on Bosa and what he does, and less on Jimmy G. Like, I feel like Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy G are going to win you like 8-9 games. They're going to get you enough games without a problem there. But ideally, if all three, Seahawks, Cardinals, and the 49ers make the playoffs, I'll be completely happy with that.
Right.
All right, perfect. So close out the segment. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you guys think about the segment. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know if you guys who in the NFC East is going to come out of it. NFC West. Did I say East? Yeah. I keep saying East. I feel like I caught myself saying East a couple of times.
You did.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for letting me know at the end of the show that I messed up like a couple of times. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, listeners.
We appreciate it.
Yep. All right. We'll see you guys from there. Make sure you guys catch up the next episodes where we look at more of the divisions and some more football. Also, baseball's coming back. Deuces.
Peace.